What's up everybody, Jason Mayfield here. I wanted to give you a brief overview of our podcast setup. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you probably know that podcasts are not something that I've really taken off with, but my wife and I recently started one for her, and it's a two-person podcast. It's a two-person camera setup, so it's really cool. I'm really happy with it. I want to show you all the gear and the setup that we are using. Okay, so to start with, I want to just say something about lighting. In the lighting scenario, I do have my overhead light on, and I do have my Godox SL60W on at about 80% brightness. Actually, it is 85% brightness. So those are on, so it's a nice, well-lit area. I have it on a table that I built that is angled in the room. So from over here, you're getting this angle.
Joined on May 24th, 2016.
From over here, you're getting this angle. Home.
Yes.
And so we're going to... The camera that I'm filming with actually goes right here and shoots towards me. I put a slightly tighter lens on it when I do that. That is a A6500, Sony A6500. I watch that here so I can record start and stop when I get to about 28 minutes because there is a 30-minute record limit. But I also can see it on this monitor through this here HDMI cable situation I have going on. Then on this camera, this one will record unlimited because I have it hooked up to this, what is it? An Atomos Ninja Flame. And so you can see that camera right there. Hello, everyone. And so that is unlimited, so I don't have to worry about that one, even though the file size gets pretty enormous. For recording, here's what we're using. We're using the Rode Procasters, I think is what they're called. I love this microphone. I like the way the SM7B or SMB7, whatever it is.
Like breaking the spoon in my mouth on our first hangout night, like I've changed dramatically.
The Shure, I like the way it looks better, but I like the way this one sounds better. We're probably going to take these pop filters off soon and see how it works with that. Also, we're going into the Zoom H6, I think this is the N. The reason that I use this one, I have a Tascam something that has two plugs on the bottom. The reason I like this one is because it records each individual channel, which I have 4 on here. You can actually do an additional 2. But it does each channel individually. So it's not like these aren't a stereo channel that I have to separate. So each one is its own individual channel. Really helps in post-production. And so I sit here. We've got these Rode video arms. I'll be linking up all this stuff, by the way. And so we can talk right here. And then... that's it. So we sit here and we talk to each other. We try to angle the microphones a little bit so we aren't blocking each other's view of each other because the interaction is really, really important. Now, all this is super cool, but I want to show you how I am editing it over on that there computer. Okay, so I am going to set the camera up and actually film the screen and talk to you because screen capture software just slows everything down. And I don't feel like being slowed down right now. Okay, so what's really important here is that you understand that my method of editing down this two-person, two-camera, and it would really work with any level of podcast or any amount of speakers if you did it this way. This is really fast. So I edited about a 70-minute podcast the other day in about 15 minutes because the questions are all answered for me right here in the editor through the audio waveforms, which I'm going to show you. Now, all that being said, I can't explain the technical details for Premiere, but the philosophy that I'm using here in Final Cut would also work in Premiere, so this would work just as well. Okay, so you'll see here that we have transitions from one person to the next.
The only, my boo. Jason Mayfield.
Jason Mayfield.
I love you.
But you'll also see that I'm not multicamming. Now, I might have multicams, but what I have here is I have multiple tracks. Let me show you what I did. We're going to start a new, we'll just untitle it. So what I did is I took the footage. I have my audio from Ashley, my audio from me, my camera from me and my camera from Ashley, and all I did is I synchronized these clips. We'll put some random word in there. Now what this is going to do is it's going to line them all up. Okay, so I have a synchronized clip now. We're going to open that. All right, so this is it. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a point at the beginning where we haven't started, and I can select everything, cut everything, and then delete that beginning stuff. What that did is that just aligned it all into one, where everything starts and stops at the same point. Well, it all starts at the same point. It doesn't stop at the same point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the person who talks the most on top, which would be my wife, which unfortunately did not synchronize that way. So I put me at in the main timeline here. I'm gonna move the audio down, then I'm gonna put her on top. All right, then I'm gonna copy this. Copy, and we'll go to our project. Then what we'll do is we'll just pop that in there. Super duper simple. Now, I'm gonna turn off the audio for her and for me. Just gonna turn that down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow the waveforms. And any time that my waveform pops up here, because if you look really close here, let me get in, you'll see that she's got her waveform right there, and then mine pops up and it starts going, and then it goes back out. So all I've got to do is follow those moments and just cut her out. Then I can just scoot over, find another part, and cut her out. And what you'll see...
I love you.
I love you too.
We're doing this. Episode number 2. High five.
And if you're listening by way of audio, we're also posting.
So there you see. Quick, down and dirty, easy 2-camera editing process. Now, of course, I'm going to do some audio processing on this. I'm going to do a bunch of other stuff. But then when I'm done, I'll just export it as an MP3 and as a video for YouTube. And so I've got the YouTube video version. I've got the audio version. And all of that happens in Final Cut. I don't use a special audio processor to do that. So that is my podcast setup and equipment. I know this is a quick, down and dirty video, but I wanted to show you because I want to tear the room down and put it back to the way it was supposed to be. That's why. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going